TFNN.com, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the July 27th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. Would love to hear your voice. Of course, if you can't dial in, we still have you covered there. You can always send me an email. Now send that to steve@tfnn.com. And inside the subject heading, if you would be kind enough to put radio show question. And then inside our Tiger's Den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, you get all the U.S. indices that we trade pointing to the upside. Dow's up 80 points, about 0.3%. S&P 1.25% or 49 points. The Nasdaq 2.5%, 311 points. Russell's up 0.7 or 13 points. 2.5% for the semis. That's 71 points to the upside. The trannies are basically flat. Gold's up $2, silver's up 6 pennies, light sweet crude is up $2 and change, natural gas back 36 cents, 30-year Treasury up 15 ticks. She's printing out at 142.19. Lead the charge dollar-wise, the upside, the big way up 14% is Chipotle, up $181, trading out at $14.95. Booking Holdings up $62 or 3.5%. 16% for Enphase Energy, trading out at $251.15. Tesla's up 4% or $31. Mercado Libre 4% or $30. To the downside, Teledyne Technologies off 7%, $29. Sherwin-Williams painting the town red off 10%, $25. Humana down $20. That's nearly 4%. Garmin up about 10 or $10 and 2%. $10 and 10%. And so we got plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. Let's take a look at the general markets out here. Let's shift screens. The 30-minute, we've got two different 30-minute TD9 count tops. So let me get over to those. One's from the ES, one's from the NQ. So we have something to look at out here for sure. Give me a moment. We'll change screens. And we'll go take a look at what they're doing, where they're headed to, or where they're likely headed to. So if you look at the two top portions of the screen here, you've got the 30-minute time frame for the ES, and on the left side, on the right side is the NQ. I should have done something else too out here, but I will. You don't have that same pattern inside the Dow or the Russell 2000. So we're watching the ES and NQ. So the ES forms a TD9 count top. Price right now is taking on support. That's its oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line is actually printing at 39.73. We're at 39.73 right now. If price closes below 39.73, we're looking at a run to 39.60 to 39.66. If those levels fail, or really it's 39.60, if that level fails, then we're looking at 39.53. It's breakout area. In the case of the NQ, price right now also forming a new profile. The bottom of that profile is at the 12,375 mark. Its oscillator and change line, which has not been tested, it will get tested. It's currently printed at 12,407. The price closes below that, we're looking to move to 12,375, and below that, what we're looking at is a pullback to its breakout area of 12,265. As far as the other two instruments are concerned, no new profile in the Dow. The Russell 2000, its level of support would be at 1814. So that's what's going on the very short-term basis for the equity future contracts out here. What more is there left to share with you at this stage? So I look around here. Not much, really. So let's do this. Let's get to some questions. Then we'll come back to the charts. There may be some questions about that. And as we get closer to 2 p.m., so more towards the last two segments out there, probably when we'll zone in on what's going on intraday in these equity future contracts, just to see if there's any kind of a tell out there. So let's go take a look at our first request. The first request coming in from Rich D. And Rich's question goes like this. Steve, can you look at Shopify? So we can. Let me change screens here. Give me a moment here. We'll get back to those black background screens. We'll look at the 3 time frame, daily, weekly, and monthly. Let's get out here. Let's get to Shop. Oh, by the way, Chipotle. So having a big move today, but if you can take a look at where did it run in resistance, it's a descending trend line. That was in place. I didn't draw that in there. My system automatically draws these in here. And so that's where Chipotle ran out of steam. So, it looks great. When I say looks great, price above its daily profile, weekly profile. It's inside its monthly profile, but it did run in resistance at that descending trend line. Now let's get to Shopify out here. SHOP is a Turkish symbol. Let's actually read the question, which goes like this. I believe the report after the close today. Okay, perfect. Went down Tuesday on high volume, but still held the lows from early May. Let's pull this back a bit, make it a little bit easier to see. And you're right, Rich, it did hold those lows. And what it did yesterday was also tested its bullish structure daily profile. So that's that 3109 level. So something just to note on your pad. Do you see any reason to buy it if it holds its recent lows? Looking for a long-term hold. Thanks and have a great day. You have a great day too. So to answer that question, so first with regard to Shopify and what is it doing out here? The daily time frame chart shows resistance at a descending trend line. So that's very similar to what we just looked at inside of Chipotle out there. Hasn't taken that out as of yet. And if we look at the weekly chart shows a consolidation between the range of about 3167, the bottom of the profile, to 4119. So if you're going to buy this for a long-term hold, we'll go switch over to our other charts. Let me get those fired up and going out here and get that set to Shopify. Okay, so if you are looking at a long-term hold, we want to go shift over to those other charts. We want to see if we can find some type of bottom out here. But yes, price did pull back with volume, quite a bit of volume out there yesterday, but still held the support of where the buyers were located. That's the bottom of that profile. So let's go switch over to the white background charts. We're going to search for here, Rich, our bottoming patterns for each of the time frames out there. If we can get it for each of the time frames, then it may be off to the races. Now, let's start with the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame shows that this month price pierced below last year's low. It's trading above that right now. But what that does suggest to you and I, Rich, is that bar number 8 should form. And bar number 8 can be the bottom of a TD9 count, but you still have to get bar number 9. So in the case of Shopify, if that pattern is going to form, what you don't want to see in the month of August is a close above 42.68. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be able to do that or not. You'd ideally like to see it not do that because then you'd have a nice TD9 count bottom on the monthly time frame chart. By the way, the high that was out here was both a TD9 count top and a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out there. So it is worthwhile to perhaps to wait. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, this has a confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. That occurred the week of July 8th. That was a nice big bullish piercing candle. We'll be back in a few moments from this break. We'll finish up shopping.
In a time of booming inflation, where your purchasing power is eroded, there's no better place to protect your hard-earned money than in gold. Vista Gold's flagship asset is the Mount Todd Gold Project in the Northern Territory of Australia. This is Australia's largest undeveloped gold project. We are talking a world-class gold project in a Tier 1 mining district. This is a large-scale, low-cost project with significant existing infrastructure in a politically safe and friendly mining jurisdiction. Vista Gold just completed the Mount Todd feasibility study, which resulted in a 7 million ounce gold reserve and a 16-year mine life. All of this, combined with the approvals of all major operational as well as environmental permits. This distinguishes Mount Todd as an attractive, de-risk partner, ready development stage gold project. Vista Gold trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol VGZ.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go finish up Shopify. Rich's question was he's looking for a long-term hold on Shopify out here. You've got a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. You've got a weekly Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. You may get a monthly TD9 count bottom. That won't be confirmed until August. But so you've got enough here to go ahead and begin a long position. Your stop would have to be below the lows out there. You've identified those lows, and so I'd say it's got to be a stop below 29.72. So one way is to begin a trade here. Another is we're in that consolidation on the weekly time frame. So I don't have any signal to suggest that we're going to break above 41.19. And maybe you pick this up around 31.67. But at 33.74, that might really not be that big of a deal for you for your long-term trade out there. But if you're asking, do we have bottom patterns? The answer is we do out there. So hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for taking the time to write in. Nancy wanted to take a look at short-term moves inside of Apple. And I don't think I got the answer with regard to what did she mean by short-term. No, I don't see that, but that's okay. We'll just take a look at some short-term chart out here. Well, let's do this. Let's actually, I think I've got Apple set up on this set of charts. So let's go to this multi-time frame, and hopefully one of the time frames that you're looking for is here. So with regard to Apple, first let's understand what's going on bigger picture. On the bigger picture, you had a TD9 count top, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the monthly. Price pulls back, tests, and in essence holds the bottom of that profile, 140.48. The weekly time frame, you've got a TD9 count bottom. Price above the oscillator and change line. That suggests that it should run up to the 163, 167 area. On a daily time frame, you have a sell the D point. There's an A to B equals CD pattern out here. You got the bearish reversal candle on on Friday. And so price should pull back and at least test its oscillator and change line. That's currently printed at 150.41. If price closes below that, you're looking at 145 to 148 as the area. I probably have a sell the D point on the 195-minute time frame chart. Yeah, we do. But no level of support has broken, nor has the level of support broken. You had a nice TD9 count top on the 130-minute chart. That turned out to be nothing more than a test of support, the bottom of its profile, so support held there. 65-minute chart, I don't have a reason. So the 65-minute chart's not really controlling things, so to speak, out there, so I'm going to ignore that. You have wave number 7 on the 30-minute time frame chart. That was the bottom that formed out here. We talk about that often on this show. You also had a TD9 count bottom that had formed. The 100 on the 30-minute chart, price is above the top of its profile and oscillator and change line. Any pullback should see support at about 153.86. But price should make a run for its recent high from yesterday out there. So that's what that chart tells us. And then last we go to the 15-minute chart. So no topping signal. Momentum is still strong. Will remain strong as long as price remains above that green oscillator and change line at 154.31. So that's kind of short-term, long-term out there. Hope that helps you out, Nancy. And thanks so much for the request. We did have a request to take a look at the U.S. dollar index. Now, to do that, what are we going to do here? Let's switch back to the black background charts for a moment. The request there was also to take a look at short-term, but the answer that I got was more looking at it from a daily standpoint because you want to see what's going on daily-wise. But let's do this here. Let me just switch here to the, now I've got a delay on my U.S. dollar index chart out there. I don't want to pay the exorbitant fee for basically what is a 10 or 15-minute delay out here. So U22 U.S. dollar, that's the September contract. Here's a 30-minute time frame chart out here. So just looking to see what's going on a 30-minute time frame chart. Though we have an A to B equals CD pattern, it's possible. Let me go to an even shorter chart out here. Let's go to a 10-minute chart for the U.S. dollar index. Try to get a feel. So right now you've got price testing on a 10-minute basis, the bottom of its profile, 107.12. If this level fails to hold, that's going to suggest lower price. Lower price to where? Well, I'd go back just really to this prior swing point from 11:20 this morning, and that's in that 106.97, 107.05 area. Let's go take a look at maybe a little bit longer-term charts out here for the U.S. dollar index. So give me a moment. Let's see if I can get to that. I know I can. I just got to find it. Where was it? Gold, U.S. Here we go. So there's the U.S. dollar index. Here's what's important to understand. If you take a look at let's start long-term. Long-term, on the bottom right, you've got quarterly. Bottom left, you've got monthly. You can see that price has made the one-to-one price projection. That was at 109.47. The actual high so far is 109.14. So missed it by 37 cents. That's okay. I'm not saying this is where price ends, by the way. So as price was getting to that one-to-one level on those two time frames out here, what the daily time frame chart was doing, this doesn't show you, was forming a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It confirmed that pattern on the trading day of July 15th because it had that nice bearish reversal candle to do that. If we take a look at what has transpired since then, his price has basically been consolidating with inside its bullish structure daily profile. Yesterday closed above the center. Today is above the center. Don't know where it will be at the end of the day. But if it does close above 106.73, the signal is that price should make its way up to the top of that profile, 108.53. I think what we have to do is we've got to be in the mode here to realize that global capital is going to be flowing into the U.S. dollar, period out there. I mean, the euro, you've got a little bit of a bounce maybe going on today, maybe a little bit of a bounce going on in the euro, but you just have to look back to this chart out there. And look, the U.S. dollar is made up of a basket of 6 currencies out there. But the pound isn't in any better condition. Isn't in any better condition than the euro out here. And so the euro is making its way over time back to the 84-cent level, back to the 82-cent level. It'll likely do that. And when that happens out there, the U.S. dollar index is going to move higher. And something else is going to move higher because you've got the global flow of capital. What else is going to move higher is anything U.S. That's going to be U.S. stock market. That'll be real estate. It'll be all kinds of things out there as people try to save whatever money they can from a euro standpoint. So that's about the best I can do right now for you on the U.S. dollar. If there's some very specific question, type it in there and I'll do my best to get to that. So hopefully it does help and answer your question. That was from RJ in Pennsylvania. We also got another request out here. That request is coming in from David in Tomball, Texas. Dave wants to take a look at PayPal out here. So we're on the black background screens. Let me just fire it up there. We'll go back and take a look at that on the white screens too as well. And let me get PayPal, PYPL. Let me get that fired up. So David's question goes like this. Trading ranges, so looking for the TD9 count and oscillator and change line. This looks like it's in a confirmed A to B equals CD up pattern around the 92 level. is this stock finally finished to the downside. So you're saying it's got an A to B equals CD pattern. I'm going to open up the daily time frame chart out here. The daily time frame chart shows us what? So I don't have, I take that back. Okay, so here is the A to B equals CD pattern that I believe you're looking at. The A point is going to be the low, this nice little bullish hammer candle from June the 30th. The B point is going to be the high from July 22nd, and the retrace was into yesterday's lows. Nice 46% retracement. Price is taken on that swing point. That was, again, July 22nd. Volume there was 12.3 million shares. You are at 20 million shares today. So you have an A to B equals CD to the upside, with the first price projection at 93.64, David. The second projection, 1.272 expansion at 98.24. 1.618 at 104.10. So you do have a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside. We'll be right back. Finish off. PayPal.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow up 80, the S&P's up 52, NASDAQ 100 up 329. And we're answering the question here from David H. And David, his real question was, is this stock finally finished to the downside? So when we take a look at the multi-time frame set of charts out here, what you'll see is that this has a confirmed TD9 count bottom for the monthly time frame. You have an oscillator and chains on that change colors. When that happens, price and oscillator and chains on are telling us that they want to test each other. Now, it's a combination of the line falling, price moving higher, or some combination thereof. But what you do have at a monthly time frame is a confirmed bottom. On a weekly time frame, for PayPal, you have a confirmed bottom. That was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern that formed with the bullish hammer candle the week that ended July 15th, price above the top of that weekly profile. David, if you look at the weekly time frame for PayPal and where these profiles assist us in so many different ways, but what you will see out here is ever since July 30th of 2021 on a weekly basis, which confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, which was confirming the prior Rhodes Momentum Indicator top from February 19th of 2021 out there. What we have not seen is price close above the top of a weekly profile. Well, last week, the actual close was, well, can't see it that well there. Let me move back here. But I got PayPal. Last week's close was 81.05. The top of that profile, 80.62. Just a smidgen, but enough of a smidgen to tell us about a change in trend. Now, David, you know as well as I do that what I like to see is 2 consecutive bar closes above resistance to confirm that, in fact, resistance has failed. And so if you get a close this week, that means Friday, above 80.62, you're going to get a confirmed change in trend signal from the weekly time frame to go along with our monthly TD9 count bottom out there. On a daily time frame, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal formed. It did it with a bullish hammer candle. It does it on the trading day of June the 30th out there. What has transpired since then is price was able to take out its daily profile. It did that on July 19th. You've got a new profile that is formed. Price is taking that on. Its real battleground, well, first it's at the profile level of 84.51. You're above that right now. And then the next battle is up at 89.32. Now, if price is able to take out 89.32, that's its TD9 count breakdown level. As I pull this chart back here on a daily time frame, what you'll see is all those horizontal green lines. Price is not closed above one of those since its decline. So a close above 89.22 is going to be your confirmation on a daily time frame that you have a change in trend there. But I think you already have that signal, or basically have that signal coming from the weekly time frame out there. It's just that that's where you're going to have a battle at 89.22. So, David, thanks so much for the question. The answer to your question is yes. It appears that PayPal is done going to the downside out there. Next question. I don't see a question by email. I don't think there is anything inside the Tiger's Den. So let's go. Let's start. It's 1:33 in the afternoon. Let's try to do our deal. Oh, I know there was one thing I wanted to share with you, Nancy, because I did see that you said you're holding options with Friday expiration out there. And if you were listening to me when I was speaking to David about PayPal, what I had mentioned is that, and I want to mention this again. So Apple has a completed sell the D point pattern. It was like a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD to the upside. And it confirmed with its bearish engulfing candle last Friday. When a pattern completes and an oscillator and change line has changed colors, the odds increase substantially that is where price will at least pull back to. Now, it doesn't tell us whether or not price will take that level out. But in the case of Apple and going into Fed Day, and you've got Apple releasing earnings tomorrow, if you've got some profits in this, you might want to consider taking those. So just something to consider out here. But Apple should get back and now may test and reject and just zoom up to the upside. That I don't know. But just wanted to make sure that I was clear for you on that pattern, and that pattern is present inside of Apple out there. Buyer beware, so to speak. Now let's go. I was showing those charts. Perfect. So now let's go do a little. Okay, we got a question from Tarpon 2. And Tarpon wants to take a look at ticker symbol MUSA. So let's do that. Let's get that fired up here. And MUSA is what? MUSA is Murphy USA Inc. So the question is, are you looking to go long? Where's it headed to? So what MUSA, Murphy USA did was on a daily basis confirmed a TD9 count top. It does it on a trading day of July 19th. And then price pulls back, and it pulls back, doesn't get all the way down to support. Support out here, Tarpon 2 would have been 258.35. But price is below the oscillator and change line. And so that may be where price is actually targeting, is 258.35. If we look at the weekly time frame chart out here, you've got wave number 7, so you got a confirmed top there. But prices basically pulled back and tested and rejected its green oscillator and change line. That is printed at 260.64, the low 261.01. That's pretty close enough for a bullish test out there. But on a monthly basis, you have a TD9 count top that should complete this month, should complete this month and should confirm this month and be completed next month, because a higher high can come on the bar following bar number 9. So if you're looking for a long position, kind of on the monthly is the one that I would be concerned with. slightly concerned with. And on the day, but if the daily holds support at 258.35, it's at least signaling that it wants to try to make another run for the 277.56. So maybe that's a decent enough trade for you if price get back to 258.35 out there and holds. So that's what I see out here for MUSA. Tarpon, I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for the request out there. So now I think we are through all of the questions, although recall state of Texas. Oh, they're Texas. Okay, so none of those are for me out there. All right. I'll just check the emails here real quickly while we've got 2 minutes to go in this segment. If there's one that has come in, we'll certainly get to it. And the answer is no, I don't see anything, at least as of this moment in time. All right, so let's go try to take a deep dive into, let's get to the intraday charts out here. And let's begin by taking a look at the NQ. So the NQ daily time frame yesterday generated a real nice bullish message. And that bullish message was price pulling back, testing to holding support. That was its daily oscillator and change line. That's the upper left-hand panel that we're looking at, folks, and the bottom of its daily profile. The 5-hour time frame chart. 5-hour time frame chart did not form at bottom, but price is trading above resistance. Now, this candle does not complete till 2 o'clock, but it looks like it will trade above 12,381. That's the top of the profile, or close above that level. That suggests that price wants to make a run for its highs out there. A confirmed Gartley buy pattern on the 240-minute chart. It was confirmed with that piercing candle. Price above its oscillator and change line, which is green, and price. That looks like it wants to move higher. That's the message from us. The 120-minute time frame also confirming a buy the D point pattern out here, but it's got resistance at the 12,484 level out there. So that's our first area of concern. The 60-minute chart, I see it also has TD9 count breakdown resistance. That's at 12,484 as well. You got a 30-minute TD9 count top. We talked about that when the show opened. The price is pulled back and it's tested. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. The price is pulled back and it's tested support. And that support being its green oscillator and change line. So it's really neutral. So you got a neutral signal on the 30-minute chart as we go into the 2 o'clock Fed release and the 2:30. The 15-minute chart's got a TD9 count, as does the 10-minute chart out here. But no levels of support have broken. Not that they can't break. But right now, the NQ, the signal is it wants to trade higher. But I expect we'll see a bunch of knee-jerk reactions and a pretty volatile market after, even though everybody's planning on what the chairman will say. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
TFNN has been your trusted source of analysis for bonds, metals, stocks, commodities, and options for years. And we are happy to announce that we are bringing that same caliber of analysis for the Forex market. Teddy Keckstad has 30-plus years of experience in Forex trading, commodity risk management, Forex hedging, volatility, and so much more. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex report every Monday morning with elite coverage of all major currency pairs, including the DXY, Euro dollar, Pound dollar, Aussie dollar, dollar yen, dollar Swiss franc, and so much more. Teddy will recommend specific trades when the market presents them and provide updates throughout the week when warranted. For the month of July, inaugural members to the Tiger Forex Report will receive 25% off the monthly subscription for as long as they're subscribed. Just use promo code TEDDY25 to lock in the added savings. This offer is good only for the month of July, so do not miss your opportunity to save on the Tiger Forex Report. TFNN, educating investors.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So Tommy O'Brien was kind enough to put the special report. So we sent out an email on Sunday. Each of you should have received it if you didn't receive it or what have you. And this is a really important, valuable report, I believe, for you to read. Go to the front page of TFNN.com, and under featured content, about the center of the page, you'll see Mastering Probability, free special report on the Dow's Friday close, which was last Friday's close out there. So go ahead and read that. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me, steve@tfnn.com. So thank you, Tommy, for doing that. We've got one more request. We've got a full 8 minutes out there. Oh, cool. Geez, I thought we were out of time out there. I screwed that up. So let's go to our next request out here. And this one is coming in from SNP inside the targets, and wants to take a look at ARKK. So take a look at ARKK. We've got the 3 time frame charts up here. We've got the daily. So the daily has a nice confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. That actually confirmed on the trading day of June the 17th out there. And what price has done is it's made an A to B equals CD pattern. Much like many of the stocks out there, it confirmed that sell the D point pattern. It does that on July 22nd. That was on Friday, July 22nd, a big day. Now, what price did on the following day, Monday, pulls back, tests and rejects that green oscillator and change line. Okay, bullish. Price then on the very next day, that was yesterday, pulls back below that. But was trading into its bullish structured profile area. So still remains bullish. Price would have to close below the bottom of that daily profile in order to suggest that there is a change in trend out there. So that tells you 42.91 is a real key level to be watching SNP out here. And you're really kind of neutral. Now, it's consolidating with inside its daily profile. The reason I say neutral, support is held, but you've also got that resistance from that sell, the D point from last Friday. If that high gets taken out, then ARKK should go target the 60.42 level. I'm not saying that's where it's going to go target. I said if it takes out Friday's high, that's where it would target. If you look at the weekly time frame chart out here, what we have is a wave 7 bottom. That wave 7 bottom took place the week ended May 13th. Now, here we can see that price run into resistance. That was the top of, this was last week, the top of its bearish structured weekly profile. That's at 49.40. So you've got a bottom there. You've got the bottom on the daily. You've got a TD9 count bottom on the monthly time frame. So all of this is suggesting that it wants to move higher. Now, if price takes out that TD9 count low, that low, by the way, when I say take it out, I mean close below it, 35.10. If price closes below 35.10, then all bets are off. But if you're asking S&P and looking at ARKK, if you're asking has it made a bottom, the answer is yes. So now what you got to deal with is the resistance areas, which we know is clearly at 49.40. And the question is, where would you buy this? If this pulled back to 42.91, you could enter a long trade there. And if that day, that afternoon, went by the close, it closes below that level, then I would jettison that position because it would have broken through a key level of support. So that's what I see when I take a look at the ARKK ETF. The other thing to do, S&P, is go take a look at the instruments that make that up to figure out which ones have strength, which ones do not have strength out there. Boy, that was just a beautiful sentence structure. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And that's why Stevie is not teaching grammar to anyone here at TFNN. In fact, I'm teaching you how to not use grammar here at TFNN. All right, so I think we've gotten through all of the requests out there. So let's go take a look at, and you're welcome. Let's go take a look at, I heard Bud Rolfs is not doing that well, so we should all send out some white lights to him. I want to show one of his tools that he's taught to each of us and the application of it and what that means. And you'll be able to get this chart, by the way, also by taking a look at or by downloading the link for that Friday report out there. And here what we're taking a look at. So this is a chart for the Dow. This is a weekly chart for the Dow. The green horizontal lines represent what Bud used to call as primary trading range lines out there. Now, I don't use exactly what he does. All of his work was done manually. I automated this tool. And in essence, what he's looking for, or what this tool is also looking for, it's looking for the largest number of co-located opens or closes. Co-located. Doesn't matter whether it's an open or a close. So, for example, when we look at this weekly time frame chart out here, your eyes should immediately go to those little green boxes out there, if you can see it, all the way down at the price level of 10,558 and 12 pennies out there. There have been 186 open or closes. Now, when I say open or close, it's not right to the penny. It's got a small little smidgen of room out there, but that set up one of the horizontal or primary trading ranges. The next thing you look at is where's the next level. Well, the next level is takes place down at 79.3654. There are 65 instances on a weekly basis of an open or close at that area. Now, the cool thing that Bud taught us is once you've been able to identify that range, where you have the largest congestion of opens or closes, then once you have that dollar figure or that range, then each other range is equal to that move. So here you've got equal moves. It gives you those price levels. And the move that we're taking a look at right now is 31,530. That is a weekly horizontal trading range. Now, typically, these things will act as support or resistance. You may bust through one altogether before it's had that chance. And if it does that, typically price will gravitate back towards that level out there. So that's one set of lines. Those are the horizontal trading range lines out there. That's what I call them because I do a different calculation for the weekly versus the monthly. Monthly is on your left-hand side versus the daily, which is on your right-hand side. So we open back up the weekly chart. I've also drawn in diagonal trend lines out there or channel lines. Now, in this case here, these are trend lines because what Bud also taught us is that really the body is the essence of price, and he uses the bodies of the candles for drawing his diagonal trading ranges out there. In this case here, I've just simply identified the tops or the bottoms, and really the first one was these solid yellow lines out there. And that's really taken us back into the 2009 bottom. We had a nice big congestion area back in 2014, 2015. That really set that top line out there. And really what I do is the exact same thing. And that exact same thing is that you use that exact same distance. Well, oddly enough, if you use that exact same distance, we take a look at where the market petered out in 2018, it was right at that diagonal trading range boundary line out there. And then we've got the next one. Once price gets above that, which it did, that is where price actually topped out in the end of 2021. Cool, huh? Interesting. So very cool tool that he taught us to use. I've also thrown in here two other diagonal trading ranges, one to the upside and the one to the downside out there. So right now what this is telling us, what the Dow, and it's a weekly chart, so it'll really be dependent upon the close of Friday. But last week what price did was it regained that horizontal trading range of 31,530. Now, on a weekly basis, by the way, there is a buy the D point pattern. There is also a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. So with price above 31,530, if we get a second close above that this Friday, that's going to suggest that price should make its way up to the next horizontal trading range. That's at 34,152. All depends upon Friday's close. Price is also above that dashed yellow rising channel line out there. So that's also a positive. So let's assume that what this is telling us is to be prepared for a further rally. Where is that rally likely to stop? Here's the daily time frame. I've got the daily horizontal trade ranges are screwed up. That's okay. I'll fix those during the break. But where is price likely to stop when you take a look at this? If we're not using a horizontal trading range. That's right. The diagonal trading range boundary line. We'll take a look at where that's priced at as soon as we get back.
Vista Gold owns and operates the largest undeveloped gold project in Australia, the Mount Todd Gold Project. Vista Gold just completed their feasibility study, resulting in a 7 million ounce gold reserve. Vista Gold has all major permits approved and has retained CIBC capital market assistance in evaluating alternatives and in completing an accretive transaction. Vista Gold trades on the NYSE American and TSX under the ticker symbol VGZ. Vista Gold, executing a strategy to create shareholder value.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So the real fireworks likely begin during the power trading hour with our man David White. As the Fed releases, it's likely going to be a 75.75% increase in the interest rates out there, the short-term interest rates, which way the market's going to head. If we look at the NQ charts, it's signaling that it wants to move higher. If we look at this Dow chart out here, if those levels of support, which were resistance, that price has gotten back above, hold. Then what we're looking for is the Dow to likely move up to the top of this descending trend line. See on this channel line here, I did actually use the body of the candle versus the top. The dash line is using the trend. So the price area is at about the 33,750-ish range out there, between 33,447 and that. Just depends on when price would get up there because of that descending channel line out there. But that's likely where price is headed to over the course of what I would imagine August and September before price actually gets up there. But only time will tell. So as we go into the 2 o'clock announcement out here, it's really probably more like between 2:30 and 3 when the Power Trading Hour is on, when Powell is taking a Q&A out there, where we likely see a bunch of knee-jerk reactions. But as we take a look at the summary of multiple instruments out here, you've got yesterday, you had the ES Mini hold support, you had the NQ hold support. Usually if you can't bust them down, you try to take out resistance. That's at 40.16 and 12.579 for the ES and NQ respectively. Gold, we know, has got resistance at 17.36. Watch if price can close above that. We might have some kind of change in trend signal. For silver, it's at 19.23. If price can close above that. U.S. dollar index, you want to watch the downside, 106.43. To the upside, you're looking at 108.53 out there. Light sweet crude consolidated with inside its daily profile. And that's what we've got, folks. So thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I'll be back with you on terrific Thursday. Take care and stay tuned for the next couple of hours.